Thanks, Mike. Call this meeting of the City of Hawarden, Iowa, Hawarden City Council to order on Wednesday, August the 12th, 2015 at 5:30 p.m. Present are council, mayor, and staff other than City Attorney Jim Pickner. First, agenda item number 1A, approval of the July 22, 2015 council meeting minutes.
So moved.
It's been moved by Travis. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Tim. Questions or concerns?
Many. Not about the minutes.
All right. Hearing none, all in favor of the July 22nd council meeting minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes 5-0. Next is approval of claims for payment for today. Monty, any questions?
Did we have claims this month? I guess I didn't see it.
Didn't
No
get
questions.
Okay. Larry?
None.
Travis, questions?
None. No.
Payne, any questions?
None, thank you.
Hearing no questions, I'd entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Moved by Tim. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Travis. All in favor of claims for payment, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes 5-0. Open business from the community. Not seeing anyone jumping up at this point. Hi, Jim. So we'll move to the mayor's report. We offer our sincere condolences to Lois Jean Dawson's family following her death this past Monday. Lois Jean was a longtime teacher at West Sioux and also a big promoter of our community. She served on the Hawarden Library Board of Trustees since 1879. She'd volunteered with the Chamber of Commerce, Big Sioux River Historical Society, her church, the American Cancer Society, MIC, and as we all know, she worked many, many hours promoting Calliope Village and giving tours. As was said, when Lois Jean asks you to do something, you can't say no to Lois Jean. She was honored as a co-citizen of the year with her friend Janan Wasser in 1992. Our community was blessed to have Lois Jean Dawson as a committed citizen. This Saturday, the tractor ride from Craig will arrive at our city park at about 10 a.m. And also later in the afternoon, the Vietnam Moving Wall program at the pavilion will start at 5 o'clock. Our congratulations to Travis and Audra with their newest addition, SJ, Stephen Jeffrey. And I'd like to thank our dedicated pool staff and the summer staff that we hire to work with the city that will be going back to school, whether it be high school or college at this point. So we thank them for their work this summer. We'll move on to council comments, please.
I'd just like to make a reminder for the citizens to clean up their yards for the coming Vietnam Traveling Wall this weekend and Labor Day weekend in 3 weeks. Most yards look pretty good. Some do need attention, so take a look at that, please. Many people will be in town and they will be looking, so take a look. That's all I have.
Thank you, Larry. Anyone else from council for comments? Hearing none, we'll move to staff reports. Start with Tom, if we could.
Oh, I do have a couple things. Fall citywide cleanup will be the first weekend in October 2, 3, and 4. So we'll be ready for that down at the tree pile area again. In conjunction with that, we'll have an appliance pickup where you can turn in a working fridge or freezer. You can have 2 of those units, and if you have 1 or 2 of those units, you can also turn in a room air conditioner. They all have to be working. You'll get a $35 rebate for the fridge or freezer and $25 for the room air conditioner. And they will pick it up out of your basement and haul it out if you like. We've had rehab systems in town from Cherokee the last 2 weeks, and they're relining some of our older storm sewer intakes that are brick lined, and talked to them today and they said they should be good for another 20 to 25 years. So that'll stretch them out a little bit. There's a regional policymakers dinner. Missouri River Energy Services is having this dinner and discussion on Monday, September 28th from 5:30 to 8:15 at the clubhouse in Sioux Center. And anyone interested in attending, please let me know so they can make arrangements for lunch. I'd be glad to have you there. That's all I have.
Okay, thanks, Tom. Gary?
I have nothing tonight.
Okay. Thanks, Jim. Anything from your
No.
seat there? Okay. Mike? Nothing. Nothing? Okay. Move on to other agenda items. We'll pass on agenda item number 3, which moves us to agenda item number 4, approval and authorization to enter into agreement with the United States Department of the Army and City of Hawarden for rehabilitation of federal flood control work. Kind of hard to say. We're going to pass that on
Tom, you want to talk about that a little bit?
to Tom, please.
Well, in 2014, we had our flood, and it backwashed the sheet piling that's just east of the bridge by Line at Implement. And if you go down there, you'd have to go down to see it. It has some pretty big scour holes on each side of the channel. And the Corps, in their inspection, they want to come down and fix that. And the deal was if it was over $15,000, they would pay for it. And they haven't told me how much it is, but it is over $15,000. I'd almost hate to see the bill for it, but they want to get in there and they'll repack some dirt in there and put some more riprap in it so that it's back in the same shape it was when it was built. So,
So moved.
Well, motion by Monty. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Larry. Further questions for that agreement between the U.S. Department of Army and us? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Hearing none, that passes 5-0. While we're talking about the Army, we'll move on to agenda item number 5, and then we'll come back to number 3.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Monty, seconded by Payne.
Why are these two split up?
There's two separate documents.
Separate agreement to let us let them in, and so that they could separate that out as far as any liability.
So
At least
we can let them in, but don't let them do any work, is that?
That's why this is the second one. If you didn't let them or if you weren't approving the first one, we wouldn't do the second one.
But now that we've done the first one, we vote against the second one? How stupid is this? This is just the paperwork from the
It's
Department of the
only
Army.
stupid if you vote against.
I've been accused of dumber things.
We'll find out if anybody is. All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, no stupids. That passes 5-0. Move back to a hospital project update, please. Jason Pullman.
Good evening. If you've been driving around the property, you've seen some activity going on. They're pouring concrete and for the power plant, and they got utilities that they're getting in. They have the transformers set, and so just thanks to all the city for all their help with everything that's been going on. But things are on schedule. They're doing the asbestos abatement in the 1936 building this week, and then hopefully we'll get a schedule for an air test and then be able to destroy that piece of the puzzle and then start building the footings for the remainder of the building. So we hope to get her enclosed by November so we can work on it throughout the winter and get it right on schedule. But we're ahead of schedule now, pending anything that goes wrong, which we hope it doesn't. But so it looks good. And of course, we're building a maintenance garage on the corner of the lot there, and we're going to be destroying that purple or pinkish shed that we have there, but right now it's full of stuff, so that will be removed when we remove the 1936 building. So the lot will look nice and clean and professional.
There was a whole house there that was that color for a while.
Questions for Jason on how things are going? Good. All right.
Well, thank you.
Thanks for being with us. Agenda item number 6, resolution 2015-23, approving the form of the agreement and setting a public hearing for the final discussion and approval of the agreement, approving termination of agreements related to transmission capacity Missouri Basin Municipal Electric Cooperative Association, and directing publication of notice of such hearing. Again, we'll refer to Tom Kane, please.
This is the power that comes to town from the Wappa substation to Hawarden. And in 1976, we joined a group, it's called MB-MECA, Missouri Basin Municipal Electric Cooperative Association, to get that power to all these small communities. There's 17 members that are in the group, and Wappa and NIPCO have joined the Southwest Power Pool, so it will no longer be, it will be run by NIPCO, but not under the direction of NIPCO. So that agreement is no longer needed, and we have to end this agreement by October 1st when this all takes place. The nice part is it won't change anything for us. NIPCO will still treat us the same as they have coming. Oh, they've been pretty good to us as far as if we have a pole down or a line down or anything, they help us with our 3.8 miles of radial transmission that we have, that we own ourselves. So our rate will go down a little bit from NIPCO. That's a small part of our rate. So I don't know if there's anything else that,
Other than we get significant sum of money.
yeah, we have money in a pool there that will come back to the city. So,
The other thing you might mention, it's the start of an additional process of amending and changing our S1 contract. We're going to be moving through here up to early next year. So this is just kind of the first part of that. And I went up to their, had a CLE on it and walked us through the changes of the contract. They're not final yet, but they kind of went paragraph by paragraph on everything they're changing. So that was good to go to. It looks like it's kind of forced on them by the Federal Energy Regulation Commission, but it actually looks like a pretty good deal, I think, for us.
it'll be a good deal for us.
That money rebate was tabulated by population or
No, it's by the amount of money we put into it.
money we had
So,
put in
yeah.
previous?
Yeah, the length of time you've been in times your, I think your fees that they were assessing.
Right. There's two components to it. So.
Okay.
So moved.
So motion by Travis, is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Tim. This is for resolution 2015-23. Any other council members have questions or concerns? Roll call vote, please, for resolution 2015-23.
Kurth?
Aye.
Allen?
Aye.
Harvey? Olson?
Aye.
Bowder?
Aye.
On a 5-0 roll call vote, resolution 2015-23 passes. Agenda item number 7, tower lease agreement with Premier Communications. We have with us Mr. Peter McNally this evening. You'd like to address us first, and then we'll move to Gary Tucker.
Thank you all for your time tonight. Here on behalf of Premier Communications. Premier's, they're a local business. They've been providing cell phone service off of that grain elevator for, I don't know, 8-9 years. And when it got damaged and needed to come down, they found themselves in a pretty tight spot. And so I want to start with thanking you guys, for helping them out. The structure needed to come down, and there are a lot of customers, your residents, who are at risk of losing their cell phone service. And so appreciate working with Gary and Ron as well, that we've got a temporary facility out at the tower right now. The equipment is what would be the permanent equipment, but we've got a temporary tower. And that allowed us to continue to provide some basic level of service here. And so thank you for doing that. It's always good to be in a community and work with a community that we can really view as a partner. And tonight we're really here to take that next step forward as part of what the original plan was, which is to put antennas on the tower you guys own and remove that temporary structure. We didn't do that initially. One, we wanted to formalize the lease agreement with you. And then second, we wanted to take the time and do our due diligence and have our engineers analyze that tower structurally, make sure it was sufficient to hold, the loading that we were going to put on it, which is something we do with every tower. It's just part of our course of doing business. So the first step is tonight to formalize that lease. I think it's a good deal for everybody. It provides a revenue stream to you guys. It provides us an opportunity to provide service long-term to the community. That tower obviously is taller than the wood pole that's out there. So it will improve the service that we have that we're getting from that short little wood pole. So really, I'm here to thank you. If you guys have any questions on the lease, from my perspective as opposed to the city attorney or Gary's perspective, I'd be glad to answer those questions. But thank you. We look forward to continuing to work with you guys over the next several years.
Gary or Tom, in regard to our tower, ample room and all those types of things for that, and
There's room,
we
and
wouldn't need to do it with this probably, but
yeah, there is room, and they also did have it engineered to make sure that it didn't create any type of a load issue on the tower. And Jim's reviewed the lease, made some recommendations. They did make some changes based on Jim's recommendations, and I don't know if you have anything else.
Make all the changes.
They make all the changes, but many of them. And I think, for the most part, you're comfortable with it, though, Jim, I think, aren't you?
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
as comfortable as you can get. So.
council have questions of Gary or Jim in regards to the approval of the tower lease with Premier Communications. Is there a motion for that approval?
So moved.
Moved by Tim. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Travis. We need a roll call vote for this, or just standard vote sufficient?
The vote's good enough.
Okay. All in favor of the approval of the tower lease with Premier Communications, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? It passes 5-0. Okay. Peter, thanks for being with us. Agenda item number 8 is consent agenda. Request from Brian Engelman for transfers on August 15th and August 29th. Renewal of the liquor license for the Eagles. Renewal of a Class C liquor license for the other bar. Again, also a renewal of a Class liquor license for Sportsman's. As standard, all those are paperwork's all completed. So is there a motion for the consent agenda?
So move.
Moved by Larry. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Payne. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes 5-0. The Hawarden City Council for agenda number 9 would like to go into closed session for Iowa Code Section 388.9 to discuss marketing and pricing strategies and proprietary information where the competitive position would be harmed by public disclosures not required of competitors and no public purpose is served by disclosure. Is there a motion to go into closed session?
So moved.
Moved by Travis. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Tim. A roll call vote, please, to go into closed session.
Allen?
Aye.
Harvey?
Yep.
Olson?
Aye.
Bowder?
Aye.
Girth?
Aye.
The Hawarden City Council will be going in closed session, which will be taped at that time.